I swear I wasn't gonna buy any records today. As most of you guys already know, I am a graphic artist and basically I do business to business, and one of my last projects was a thrift store. So I did the advertisement for the outside of his new building, and when I visited the customer's reopening last Sunday, I found out that he also has records for sale. And I went through his stacks. There were probably about 400 to 500, and basically they were all just German Schlager and classic. And he saw me digging through the boxes and he's like, well, I have some more in the back. Maybe you want to go through that stack. And so he opened up his back room and I went through this tiny stack, and this is what I found. Those are only about 40 records, and I picked them out in a hurry because we were about to leave anyway. And I want to emphasize 3 records that I want to show you. And I want to tell you a little story on each to these. So right here is Corey Hart. I think this is his second album. I have the one with the sunglasses at night, so I figured I'd get this one too. Always check the records of your thrift store finds. Otherwise, this might happen to you. So this is a 10-inch. This is not Corey Hart. This is Fabulous Frank. It's a Frank Sinatra 10-inch. I wasn't aware that this record was in there. It's from 1955. So this is probably one of my oldest records that I own. It's in a pretty bad condition, so it is playable, but it's not enjoyable. So that was my big mistake. Always check the quality of the records. Number 2 that I want to show you is this record here. I just had to get this record for personal reason because this is not only the orchestra of my hometown Bonn, where I grew up and was raised. This guy here, who is in charge of the orchestra, his name is Max Höllein, and this guy was my neighbor. He passed away decades ago, but this is still a piece of home. I already own this album, so now I have 2 copies, and it was quite unusual to find this out in the wild because you don't really see these albums. Also, what you don't really stumble over is the 3rd album I want to show you. Hold on a second.
A few moments later.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. So the third record is the Quincy Jones that I picked out of the stack of around 40 records. I recently acquired my first Quincy Jones album in I think it was a collection, not thrift store. Usually I don't really go out looking for records or buying records specifically, like an artist or an album. I kind of like getting a complete collection and then be surprised what is in it and what new artists I can discover. So this is my second album of Quincy Jones. I like him a lot, and I wouldn't go buying like brand new records of him. I'm more of the guy, just whenever a record comes to me, it's here. So I rarely buy new records, but when I do, I don't really feel like paying 20, 30, 40, or even more euros for a new album. And what I do, I look for the album on Amazon if I really, really want it, and then I put it in my watch list. And I frequently visit my watch list, and then I see how the price is doing on that album. And if it hits usually around 10 euros plus minus a couple, then I consider buying it. So for the last couple of months, I've been buying on Amazon, but I haven't had the time to unpack them. So I have the stack of brand new records that are still originally sealed, and I'm gonna unpack them now with you. Oh, and I forgot, the Quincy Jones album had this very huge sticker on the front cover. And I'm going to show you how I took that off before we get to the unpacking of the records. Hold on. So for the most part, I don't even remember what I bought. This one here is actually, oh, this one was the Riverside albums, and I got this for very cheap. It was $117 something. I think it's now around 180 or so. So let's open this box up. Yep, Chet Baker. You guys see what's in the box? Outtakes and alternatives. Plays the best of Leonard and Love. Chet Baker, Chet Baker. Chet Baker sings, and Chet Baker in New York. What do we got here? Ah, come on. Open up. Yes. Massive Attack. Another cheap one from Amazon. Oh, this one is that correct? I think, yeah, this is actually from the record label itself. It's a Swiss label that has a guy here in Germany selling their albums. Let me see if I can open this. And it's the Colibri Records. It's mostly jazz. I think that's what it is. Let me see. Yes it is. Yes, big recommendation for Tommy Schneider and Friends, The Hidden Port. So they are located in Switzerland, but they have a German distributor. Yeah, this is sealed too. What do we got here? Let me open up. Okay, yeah, this is Gang of Four. This was, I own this record as a first pressing, but it's in a catastrophal, it's in a horrible condition. It's not playable. And actually, I sold it in a record compilation that I gave to a friend, and the original one kind of slipped in it. And so a day later, I was looking for the album, and then I'm like, oh no, maybe it was in that collection. And then I called up that guy and I told him, dude, I need this record back. And he actually gave it back to me. So Gang of Four Entertainment, this is beginning 80s. It's new wave. So that's new wave I was really into back in the 80s and the 90s. And if I am correct, this is, I bought a second, I bought a second one of this because it was only, I think, €9. So, what the heck. Let's open this one here. Oh, this is a used one. Okay, I didn't buy this off of Amazon. This is a used one, and it's a 45. It's Carrie Chandler Bar of Fime. This is is it Deep House? It's an, hey, there's two in there. Okay. Yeah, I can't even remember. This was a while ago when I ordered this. So actually, there's two records. I know there's a repress of this album that kind of sucks. So I think it's, yeah, the Foremost Poets mixes. They kind of, they're not the original. So this is the original one. The Bar of Fime. I just love this track. And then here's the last one. And this is, I don't know, most of you guys probably don't know this band. It's a local German band called Spermbirds, and I was looking for the tape that I made when I went to see them in concert. I had a Walkman that was able to record, and I snuck that in there and recorded the whole concert. But the quality sucked big time. But I know I still have the tape somewhere, but I just couldn't find it. So actually I was gonna play you a snippet out of that, but yeah, that's not gonna happen because I can't find the tape. Anyway, this about sums it up. Here's the sticker that I took off of the album from Quincy Jones. There's also something else that you can use if it leaves a residue. With this sticker, nothing really bad happened to the album. It looks like it never was on there, but let me get it. If you ever have residue of stickers, try this Goo Gone. A friend of mine gave this to me, and come on, focus. And it really works great. So if your record has residue from stickers, try this. Okay, well, that's all from me. Let me go through my little finds here. Spermbirds. This is like is it the first album? I don't even know. So this is for me. This is gonna be catapulting me back to when I was a teenager. And this was like 90s. When I was DJing, this was a really massive track. The Gang of Four. Actually, I was I was introduced to this band with a find of a collection, and those were in there. It was a guy was selling his father's records that he was selling in a store in the UK. So that collection had a lot of 80s new wave and punk stuff, and those were among the collection. And this, I don't even know how I got a hold of these guys here, but you should, if you're into jazz, you should definitely try these. Massive Attack, I don't think I'll have to explain anything. I already own this on CD, and I've been listening to this album during the 90s. I remember blasting those B&Ws with that, what's that track called? Blue Lines. Yeah, massive bass. And of course the Chet Baker box that I just had to get. And like I said, this was a steal with under $120. So that's like what, 110, 105 euros. And now I think it sells like for 150, 180 euros. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.